name of its antioxidant and phytochemical. You don't have to know the names, but just know that the more colorful your foods are, the more nutrition you're getting. For example, the anthocyanin with the purple potato, sweet potato, is great for your nervous system, your brain and your nervous system. The lycopene for our heart and our cardiovascular system. And the flavones for antiviral, bacterial, like these things just help everything. And that's why most people cook. They start with onion and garlic, and right? Okay. And in general, like they'll help you to fight cancer. That's the whole point. Cancer is one of those things that we're trying to fight against, and these things help. The next important nutrient that has absolutely no calories but is vital for our health is
water.
Dietary fiber. We'll go from there first.
Time.
Okay, so what is dietary fiber? And we're also very deficient. So only 3% of Americans get enough dietary fiber that they need because we're eating the standard American diet. So if we just kind of up our vegetables a little bit and try a new recipe here and there, that will help. Every bite helps. Why is dietary fiber so important? Dietary fiber is the food for our probiotics. You know about probiotics from your yogurt, right? Everybody wants to eat yogurt because it has probiotics. But if you eat vegetables, you will populate your large intestines is where they do their work. These little bacteria, they do their work in the large intestines. So when people say it's good for your gut, they mean your large and your small intestines. There needs to be no bacteria in your small intestines, but your large intestine is where they do their work. And we'll talk a little bit more about that soon. When water is filtered by nature, that's the best. And fruits and vegetables all have lots of water. So if I'm getting full with a fruit and a vegetable with a lot of water, I'm going to lose weight because I'm eating a lot, but it's mostly water and fiber. And they have no calories, but they're filling me up. And they're filling me up with good stuff. Because what's coming along with it? The phytochemicals and the antioxidants that I need to clean house every time I eat. Okay. Now this is a kind of, this shows you, we need to zoom in on dietary fiber a little bit more because it is so important. And it's a nice plate of food. We need 14 grams per every 1,000 calories. And so that's roughly 28 grams of dietary fiber a day, which people aren't getting. And during prehistoric times, people got 120 grams. So we're like way behind the 8 ball. And the American Dietary Guidelines are just kind of lowballing it for you. But I get double that 28 every day because this is the way I eat. The prebiotics, which is the dietary fiber in the whole plant foods, works their magic in the large intestines. And you see these little green and blue things, those are the bacteria that are populating your gut, the probiotics. And they kind of come on the food that you're eating. And then they'll just sort of take up residence where need be, okay? Now, sometimes you hear things like, oh, this person has SIBO. What is SIBO? SIBO is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Why does somebody get that? Like, what is it? So the large intestines, which is actually very small and it's in the middle, and then the small intestines is where the food goes first. That's not supposed to have any bacteria at all. It's not supposed to be active. But when the lining of the large intestine and the small intestine is permeable, it's not secured like it would bleed, for example, like when I went to the dentist, it didn't bleed. So what that's saying is my tissues are pretty solid, like the junctures that hold things together so it stays together are pretty secure, which is a good thing. But if they're not, then you might hear somebody say, oh, I have leaky gut. That's SIBO. That means that the junctures are like this instead of like this, and things get through that shouldn't. You're getting proteins that go through that don't belong there yet. And then you get a food allergy. So the dietary fiber is food for the probiotics, and what we need is these postbiotics that the probiotics make that keep us healthy. So that's why we need the fiber to feed the probiotics to create the postbiotics. And what are the postbiotics? The postbiotics are something called short-chain fatty acids. They're basically 3 of the main ones, but there are probably others. There's butyrate, acetate, and propionate. And so we talked about the first one. The second one is the dietary fiber will feed the healthy bacteria. If somebody doesn't have enough dietary fiber, they will feed the harmful bacteria. And if you're going from a standard American diet and then you're going to try a plant-based diet, it's going to be a week or 2 where you're going to have a little bit of an issue because those bad bacteria are going to want to live and they're going to give you a hard time about it. So if you can withstand 2 weeks of not feeling so great because you're kind of transitioning, that 3rd week and beyond will be just fine. It's like, withdrawal about anything. Your bacteria want to withdraw too. They have to do it too. Okay, and then remember during COVID, you heard a lot about cytokines, a cytokine storm, and those that had predisposing conditions had a lot of cytokines and they didn't know how to counteract them. Well, these will help to squash that inflammation, as we talked about before. The dietary fiber helps that. It helps to create the healthy bacteria that will help to manage the inflammation and say, okay, you've done your job. Now don't get out of hand. Now you can rest until the next fire. You already put out a fire. Now, that's it. The problem with the standard American diet is there's nothing to take out the fire. So the fire just keeps going out of control. And everybody wants to be a normal weight. They want to be comfortable in their clothes. These postbiotics help to keep us slim and trim. And people are taking these GLP-1s, right? Because they want to be slim, but they don't want to do the work. They just want this quick fix. Well, this is the way, okay? Without side effects. That is a lifetime that you can do it for yourself. Okay, here's a summary. What did we just learn? We eat for protein, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, then now the antioxidants, the phytochemicals, the dietary fiber, water, and we do it because we need to produce energy. When we digest the food, it produces an oxidative stress situation, and we need to squash that with some antioxidants and phytochemicals in the fiber and water to flush it all out. But the best way is to be careful not to have too much of the oxidative stress that causes inflammation, which promotes the diseases. And the diseases will go wherever your most vulnerable organ is. Okay, it doesn't discriminate. If there's a vulnerable organ, it will take it. There's no rhyme or reason. It might be your genes at that time, but your lifestyle will influence your genes. And a very interesting fact is, of all the DNA we have in our body, only 1% is human. 99% is bacteria. So we're really not eating for us, we're really eating for them. You thought you were eating for you, didn't you? Okay? So if you can feed them and make them happy, you will be happy. And yeah, when from the standard American diet without the antioxidants, there will be a buildup of these unnecessary byproducts of digestion that will build up and cause like junk in the system.